Hey guys, so we're going to do a little post bag segment today. I've had a lot of stuff in the post recently, so I thought we'd go through some of it. So I'll clear all of this away and we'll do it one by one. It might take a while, so sorry about that. And we'll check out what I've received. Now I really shouldn't have taken these out of its sort of ESD packaging, but these are small 80 mega 328p -AU, I think. They're the SMD variety of the 80 mega 328 chip. And I'm going to be using those in one of the projects I've got coming up. I'm very excited about these. I've never used these tiny little sort of SMD chips for microcontrollers before, so I'm excited about that. We've got some voltage regulators here. These are the LM1117T. They're 3.3 volt regulators, and I think these are a couple of quid. Those are going to be used for some of my ESP8266 projects because I've burnt through all of the ones that I use. When I say burnt, I don't mean that I've ruined them, I just mean that I've soldered them all into projects. We've got some little SMD 7805s here. Now these little 7805s will only kick out around 100 milliamps. Oh, I can't get into the packaging. But they're good enough for what I want for the little projects I've got going on. So they're nice little things, but again, you have to remember it's only 100 milliamps. These things. These were incredibly cheap. These are the sort of female headers that you get on your Arduino boards most of the time, on your development boards. Well, I wanted to pick some of these up because I want to make my own, and I want it to be able to be easy to plug wires in and take wires out and stuff. So these things actually they stack quite well, so maybe I could do something like that. But I got about 10 of them for about 50p delivered. It's a bit insane. Oh, I picked up this. This is sort of a little solar car. It was just because I'm messing around with a lot of solar stuff at the moment, and I thought it would be fun just to play around with this and see what kind of voltage it's kicking out. This motor looks really cool. Again, it was less than £1, so I thought, why not have a go? I mean, that motor alone I would have paid £1 for, so it's pretty cool. I picked up it's like Subaru, but it's a different variety, I guess. So it's someone else is manufacturing this. So Subaru is like this self-setting silicone putty stuff that remains rubberized after you've let it set. So once you've molded it into the position you want, it will stay there. And I wanted it to go as the corners to my audio cube. So once I finally get, it's still going on, that project. Once I finally get the acrylic case sorted, I'll put these on the corners so that when you roll it, it still sort of bounces around and doesn't damage the doesn't damage the acrylic case. So these were really cheap. I would have gone for the proper Subaru, but for prototyping, it's just too expensive, really. So, and electronics is such an expensive hobby. So I've got a couple of those. One's blue and one's red. Now, as I said, some of them have been opened and some of them haven't, and this one hasn't been opened, so let's chop through this. Let's see what we've got. Okay, it's a splitter, so you can feed audio in or get it out from this. So because I was working on some audio projects, I wanted to find a way of hearing the audio that's going into perhaps spectrum analyzer thing that I've created, or I wanted to feed two sources into one audio input or get two audio outputs out, I guess. So I picked up one of these. These are quite cheap, but I thought it was useful to get some of these. We've got a couple of more of these little SMD microcontrollers. Now these are the 80 mega 32U4. That's the same as the one on the Leonardo. And the reason I've got that is because the Leonardo is capable of being a USB HID device, because it has USB stuff sort of built in, which means I could program that with the Arduino bootloader, plug it in via USB, and my computer would recognize it, and I wouldn't need an FTDI chip or anything like that. So I thought these would be really useful for some of the development boards I'm messing around with. Again, these were quite expensive. I think they were £2.50 each, and this was buying from China, so they might not even work. They might become like awful clones or something, but I'm hoping they do. If I were to buy them in the UK, they're about £5 each, so I got two for the price of one, really. I finally picked up some diodes for my project that's got the sun safe project. So I've got a couple of Schottky diodes here, and there's a 0.2 volt drop on these, and they'll take up to 200 milliamps. So these are going to be perfect. I didn't buy these. I got them from a colleague at work, so he's only given me 3. There were 10 in the packet, so I've got 3 of these to play with. So that'd be really interesting to see how that affects my my solar safety light. See if I'm going to get more energy in, which I imagine I will, and I'll also have to look at how much the voltage drop changes from, say, 1 milliamp to 30, which is pretty much what the maximum that solar panel is going to kick out. So we've got another unopened one here. Let's see what we've got. I don't know what it is. See, I ordered so much stuff that I have no idea what some of this stuff is. Oh, we've got a receipt of some kind. That's unusual for these things. Some 7805 SOT 89. I thought I'd already received those. Yeah, they're exactly the same. I don't know why I've got 2 lots of those, but I must have accidentally purchased 2 lots. So we've got some more of these. Now here's one I've already opened because I was impatient. These are, that's everything. These are little USB, female micro USBs. God, I can't speak. And they're SMD type. So I've got something that's going to be opened in a second where these will go onto. So I'll show you those in a bit. But these are, I mean, I got a bunch, but I only really need like 3. But they were very cheap. They're not the greatest because generally you'd want something that would slot into the board, or you'd solder it from the other side, so like a through-hole thing, to maintain a bit of stability, a bit of strength when you're plugging in the USB and removing it. But I don't intend on removing the USB very much, so these should be fine. Another one that I've already opened, but we can have a look at anyway. These are some infrared LEDs, emitting LEDs, and some infrared receivers. So these are going to be useful for, do you remember that light table project that I had where you'd sort of run your hand over the top of it and lights would come on? Well, I wanted to sort of reinstate that and start again, and maybe scale it down a bit so that it's achievable. But that's why I bought these, and I think there's 50 in a pack. There may be more, I'm not sure. So this one hasn't been opened yet, so let's get this thingy open. I think I know what this is. Well, it says it on the outside of the pack there. Mini flexible gooseneck LED clock USB fan for notebook, whatever. I just thought it was interesting, and you'll see why in a second. So let's just get this thing open. So it's not really an electronics project, but this is a USB clock fan. So it uses sort of persistence of vision on the blades there. You can actually see, I don't know if you can, there we go. You can see some LEDs. So you've got red ones, which are the ones on the outside there, and then you've got green ones, which are the ones on the inside. And it will become a clock. Because it spins so fast, the persistence of vision effect kicks in, and you get to see this clock. It doesn't require a driver, there's no software that you need. It's all set from a microcontroller that's inside the fan. And I really wanted to see not only how it worked, I wanted to open it up and see, but also just see if it's capable as a clock, will it keep time? And it was only £5, so I thought, why not? I'd just pick it up. We've got something from OSH Park, which is very exciting. I made a board recently and sent it off. You might have seen it. It was the USB volume control board. And that used an 80 mega 32U4, which you've got some of there. So let's see how big these things are. Oh, they're pretty small. I think that's everything in there. So these are my little USB volume control board. So we've got an encoder that goes there. Just turn that around. We've got the main chip that goes just there, and we've got some various caps and stuff. And then we've got a little USB plug just here. And there's some LEDs and all sorts going on, a crystal on that. Oh, the crystal size is too small. That's annoying. I might have to buy some new ones or bend it in a way. I'm not sure. Anyway, so I've picked these up. They've come out quite nicely. I've got a little bit of solder mask thing on the back that says USB volume, David Watts 2015. Quite proud of it, actually. So I'll put those together at some point and we can have a look at how that works. But it's certainly a lot smaller than the prototype that I had before. So it's kind of exciting. And lastly, I think this is the last one. We've got a package from Sergio at tinkertronics.com. Now he sent this one to me, so I haven't paid for it, and he wanted me to do a little review on it. So I'll open it now and then we'll do a full video on it later, but this one is pretty awesome. I know I've probably said that about every one of these packages because I'm just an enthusiastic guy, but I am excited about this. So we've got a little bit of paper here, let's have a look. Hi David, greetings from one of your fans in Texas, USA. Inside you will find the bubble and double bubble backpack and emails. I hope you enjoy it. Here's some information about the board. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to share this with you. Also, the boards can be found on my eBay page at tinkertronics.com. So you can go and check that out if you like the look of this. I'll also put the link in the video description, but we'll do a separate video on this as well. Keep up the great work, Sergio. Thank you very much, Sergio. Let's have a look. What have we got in here? So if you know what the bubble displays are, if you don't, I'll put a link to the video like somewhere up there. They do these little card things these days. Anyhow, bubble displays are little LED 7-segment displays, and they were sort of used in calculators back in the day. These ones were manufactured by HP. They're the QDSP 6064 chips, I believe. Chips, modules, LED things, whatever you'd call it. So let's have a look. I am very excited about this. So essentially what Sergio has done, he's created some shields for these LED displays, and he's done that by using one of these Max chips. So it is the Max 7219 chip, and that will be an LED driver chip for 7-segment displays. And so it means that you can run this via, what is that? Is that I2C? I think it's I2C, so, or I2C. So we've got two here. We've got a double version and a single version, and you can get these from his page, but we'll go through these properly in another video, and we'll see how we can get these to work and how they might be useful in your project. All right, well, I think that's everything that I got to open today. So thank you very much to Sergio and to the lovely people of China for sending me all these lovely things. And of course, OSH Park, because I'm very excited about this stuff. It looks like that's where Sergio got his done as well. Anyway, thank you very much for watching.